Hey everybody, what's going on? Today I'm going to be doing a camera comparison video on Canon's G7X Mark II and Sony's RX100 V. These are both nice little compact point and shoot cameras. Both of these are kind of the cat's ass depending on how you want to look at that and what each one has to offer. I dig both of these cameras. I've shot a little bit with the G7X. I haven't shot at all yet with the Sony, but I'm about to. I'm going to give you some quick features on these cameras, and I'm not going to go into the extreme, like real technical detail on these. I'm going to start with the price on these. This one here is about $600 and I think 49 bucks, depending on where you buy it. And this one's $1,000 pretty much anywhere that you buy it. So the Sony's going to run you $1,000. This one's going to run you $749. I'm sorry. So there's about a $300 difference to $250 difference between these two cameras. So I'm going to kind of use one camera. I'm going to hold it up. I'm going to go over the features because both of them are very similar. Okay, so both of them have the little thumb wheel up here, except the Canon has the exposure wheel right here, which is really cool, man. So you can change your exposure right there from the wheel. And you get your lens that pops out to 24 millimeters. And then you've got your touchscreen LED, which actually is really cool because it just flips right on up like that. So I'll turn that back around that way for you. And I'm going a little bit fast, and that's okay. The camera that Derek's using over there really isn't going to do too much, but you know, as far as picking that all up. Anyways, nice little 3-inch flip-up screen, which is touchscreen. There's a nice little handle grip on this, so this one you can hold pretty decently. We're going to flip that back down, and then, of course, it'll flip down like that on the back. You can see that about a 45-degree angle. One feature that I really like about the Canon is that it has the touch screen, where the Sony does not have the touch screen. Don't know why, but you Sony for that. For $1,000, this thing should be a touch screen, and are you out of your mind? I mean, really, Canon did it for $700. You could have done it for $1,000. Now, that being said, what Sony did do for $1,000 is they gave you the opportunity to shoot in 4K video. Now they kind of screwed you because it's only 5 minutes or less worth, but technically it's still 4K, and technically it is really super crisp. Some of the things about this Sony are incredible, like the 315-point phase focus on the autofocus. It's incredible. It is like lightning fast for the autofocus, where the Canon's a little bit slower to do the focus. And that's just kind of one of those things, you know, you get it for the $1,000, but you don't here. Here you get the touchscreen, here you get to push all these little buttons around on the menu, which is kind of a pain in the for me, but it is what it is. So let's see here. Both are lightweight. Sony has got a 24 to 70 millimeter zoom lens. Canon has a 24 to 100 millimeter zoom lens. Both have an aperture rating of 1.8 to 2.8, which means they're incredible in low light. And you can't go wrong with either one of these cameras. And the reason why I ended up with two of these is because I was trying to figure out which one I wanted. And you know what? I said, fuck it. And I just got them both because they both rock and we can use them. So we figured, hey, we'll do them, we'll get a comparison going, and we'll actually see where we go with these things. By the way, neither one of these cameras, for the money you're going to spend, is going to take an external microphone. So you're going to have to rig something up. They both have these little microphones on the top of them, which is kind of chicken shit, but it is the way it is. And you'll probably have to put some kind of a dead cat up here to make it, like, you know, a little bit better. By the way, the Canon microphone kicks the shit out of the Sony microphone. This thing sounds like some toy you'd find in your kid's toy box, but at the same time, it's got 4K video and 315 points of phase detection autofocus. So moving on, both of these cameras have a built-in flash. Boom, there's that one. And let's do some witchery right there. There's another one right there. So you can see on the Sony, it's kind of in the middle of the camera. On the Canon, it's on the end of the camera. Now, one of the cool features of the Sony that the Canon does not have is it has the little electronic viewfinder that pops up right here. So you can, like, you know, do that when you're, you know, in the field shooting. Oh, and by the way, you got to pop this out too, otherwise it won't focus. You won't be able to see. And so all it is just a version, it's just a little teeny tiny LED screen inside there. So instead of using this screen, as soon as you put your eye to it, that screen goes off, and then you're using this screen. So, but it does work in a lot of instances where it's too bright. So that is a great feature to actually have versus where you don't have that with the Canon. But oh well, still cool. These kind of just pop down. Both of these cameras are made of metal, I'm assuming aluminum. They've got some bulk to them. Let's see, both cameras are about 20.1 megapixels. The Sony shoots in 4K at 30p. The Sony can shoot 1080p at 120p. The Canon can only do 1080p at 60p. Battery life on both the cameras, the Sony's 220 pictures, where the Canon's 265 pictures. Both of them are puny little tiny puppy piss batteries, so you get 3 or 4 of them, or you're going to be pissed off when you're going somewhere to actually do some video recording. They're not going to last you long. By the way, that was pictures, not minutes or seconds. Both of them have fully adjustable ISO, so you'll definitely have that on both cameras, which is really nice. Both cameras shoot in RAW and in JPEG, so another cool feature. But one thing that's really cool about this Canon right here, it does time-lapse, and the Sony does not. Both of them have the nice little manual focus ring right here, which is so cool. And then you, of course, have this, like, you flick the little switch here, and then I believe this is the zoom for the Canon, so if I remember right. Or depending on how you set it, like right here, yeah, it's zooming right here. This is my zoom right now, or I can come back. Yeah, see, and then flick the little switch here, and then I can control my other settings with this. So that is totally Pimp Daddy. I dig that. That's on both cameras. So that's a nice feature on a point and shoot camera, and that's another reason why some of these cameras on this level cost a little bit more money. Both do have stereo microphones, like I said, but you cannot put an external microphone into them. And by the way, the Canon has 31 focus points, not 15. My mistake, shit happens. And both take a standard SD card or SDXC card. Where remember the Sony ones used to take those little like weird Sony cards. Well, this will actually take a standard card. Both of these have USB ports. Both of them have the HDMI on them. The Canon comes with an actual battery and a battery charger, where the Sony only comes with a battery and a USB charging cable. This one also comes with the charging cable, but comes with a charger. Sony, shame on you. For $1,000, I mean, you could have spent another $3 for the charger so we could charge the thing on the go other than in the camera. So, if you only have one battery and you have to charge it, you have to charge it through the camera. And if you had 2 batteries, you're screwed either way. Or the other way around, I'm sorry. If you had 2, you're good to go. If you had 1, you're screwed. Both have smartphone remote control capability, so you can control either of these with your smartphone. And I wouldn't expect that to do a whole lot because that's just the way the remotes are, but at least it'll give you something, and you can at least download your pictures to your phone and stuff. That's another cool thing. I'm going to give you some more pros and cons. One of the pros that I like about the Canon is the quick flip-up screen, and when this one's on, I don't know if you can see that, but it's straight up, it's right there. Both of them, actually, the screen kind of goes below the top of the camera a little bit, which this one's almost dead nuts on, but like if you have to touch it when you're vlogging or something, it's really tough to touch down there. And just something to show you. Where the Sony is kind of a get out. I mean, you gotta pop the bottom and then the top and then flip it up. And then the Sony rests on this metal ridge right here. And I think that over time that's gonna mess that screen up. At the end of the day, we're talking a difference between $250 to $300 to either of these cameras, and which one's better for you, I really don't know. One thing the Canon does, though, it does have some noise being reported with the autofocus. Now, I noticed that when you go into the auto movie mode, I think it is, a little window pops up and it says, I'm gonna turn it. In this mode, there is no operation or focus sound. So I'm just assuming that means you're not going to get any focus sound or any motor sound. I don't know. Maybe one of you technical guys can actually tell me what it means before I have to read a book this thick to figure it out, because it's kind of irrelevant to me anyway. But anyways, I just thought I'd throw that in there. Sony, by the way, it's a real bitch to hold on to this, and some people report there's a little piece of rubber back here, which is by the record button for video. But it's just kind of awkward. Sony does make a little grip that goes here, and some other people do. So throw that on there. It'll give you a little more beef to hold. These got some other issues, man. Like this one right here with the flash, it's right there, and so if you're holding it, that's like right where you're going to be kind of holding it. And there's some people out there that have made some dead cats and glued them around these, and there's some kits you can buy. But this one's near impossible to do on the Sony because you've got the little viewfinder, and then you got the little flash right there by the microphone. Your mic is right there. At the end of the day, which one is best for you? I really don't know. But you know, if you have $1,000 and you want 4K, obviously the Sony. But remember, there's no touchscreen, and the mics suck. And if you know you don't have $1,000, well then you can't go wrong with the G7X, man. I mean, this is the Mark II, the new version. It rocks. It's not going to be bad no matter what. These guys got some other stuff with them. You know, and this video was just kind of give you an idea of, you know, what we found out with these cameras. And hopefully you found some of this informative. Next, we will give you a video demonstration of the two side by side. We'll get links in the description where you can get these cameras at and where I got mine. If you have any questions on these cameras, please be sure to put those in the comment section down below, and I will do my best to answer those. Until next time, man, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, say hey to Derek, and I'm Wes. We're out of here.